Pick the wrong floor jack for your truck, and you are one bad lift away from a disaster. We found the 5 worth buying in 2026. The wrong floor jack collapses. Your truck comes down. That is not a bad day. That is a trip to the hospital. Beyond the safety nightmare, a cheap jack strip seals, leaks fluid, and dies after 3 uses. We dug into specs, owner reports, and real-world feedback across 5 3-ton low-profile contenders, judged on lift range, build quality, pump effort, and stability under a loaded truck or SUV. So you do not have to gamble. One of these surprised us. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, the Vever 3-ton low-profile floor jack at $182.90. Here is the honest truth. It lifts 3 tons of capacity, a lifting range that handles most trucks and SUVs, and a dual-piston pump that gets the job done. But owners consistently report wheels seizing after storage, fasteners backing themselves loose, and aluminum damage straight out of the box. Budget DIY use only. If you wrench occasionally and stay on top of lubrication and bleeding before each use, it works. Everyone else should keep climbing this list. Coming in at number 4, the Yellow Jacket 3-ton floor jack at $199.99. If you're lifting a heavy truck or full-size SUV and you refuse to gamble on something sketchy, this is where the list gets serious. 6,600 pounds of rated capacity. That's not a floor jack, that's a safety margin. Owners consistently hit it with 5-star ratings across the board, and the feedback is clear. This thing feels planted and trustworthy under real weight. The one honest knock: the stock rubber pad is thin and shifts during use. Grab an aftermarket pad before your first lift, and the problem disappears entirely. For anyone who prioritizes durability and safety above all else, this is a genuinely strong buy. But the next 3? The gap starts to close fast. Coming in at number 3, the Duh 3-ton floor jack at $169.99. Here is where things start getting interesting. That dual pump system is the real story. It cuts your lift time down fast, and when you are sliding under a loaded truck on a cold Saturday morning, that matters. 3-ton capacity handles full-size SUVs without a second thought. Owners rate it 4.4 out of 5, but one verified buyer received a unit leaking hydraulic fluid straight out of the box. Inspect yours immediately on arrival. For the money and the rapid lift performance, it earns its spot. But the next 2, the gap closes even further. Coming in at number 2, the Jack Boss 3-ton low profile. Jack, 721 reviews at a 4.4 rating. That's not a fluke, that's a track record. If you need a jack that slides under a lowered truck or a loaded SUV without drama, this thing earns its keep. The dual-piston quick lift pump gets your vehicle off the ground fast. Less pumping, less kneeling on cold concrete. The aluminum and steel build keeps it at 58.5 pounds, light enough to actually move around your garage. Lifting range runs from just under 4 inches up to over 18. Plenty of clearance for most trucks and SUVs. At $169.99, it sits right in the sweet spot. The honest limitation? Without deeper owner data on long-term seals, we can't crown it bulletproof. Solid runner-up. But the number 1 pick makes this one work harder to justify itself. Coming in at number 1, the Tuffyum 3-ton floor jack, $145.99. For a dual-piston, low-profile aluminum and steel jack that lifts trucks and SUVs without drama, that price is almost unfair. Here is what separates it. That dual-piston quick lift pump means fewer strokes, less effort, faster access to the undercarriage when you actually need it. The low-profile saddle gets under the tight clearances modern trucks and SUVs actually have. Rated at 4.1 out of 5 stars across real buyers. Not perfect, but consistently trusted. If you need a capable, right-priced floor jack that handles the size and weight of a real truck without making you work for it, this is our best overall pick. The Tuffyum earns the top spot on value, lift range, and real-world usability. Links are in the description. Here is how they stack up. All 5 are 3-ton, low-profile, dual-piston jacks. The real gaps are lift range, build quality, and value. Vever is cheapest but heaviest. Yellow Jacket adds aluminum savings but loses on finish. Duh splits the difference. Jack Boss gets close to the top but not quite. Tuffyum wins on lift range, build precision, and overall usability. It is not even close. Bottom line, if you are lifting a truck or SUV and you want it done safely and efficiently, the Tuffyum 3-ton floor jack is your answer. Dual pistons, real lift range, rock-solid build. Links are in the description. Check the current price and get under your rig with confidence. Subscribe so you never waste money on the wrong jack. Drop your truck or SUV in the comments. We'll point you straight.